a black market, a black cat equaling bad luck. White cake is an angel food cake. A black cake is called a devil's food cake. And it seems that every time you see the word black being used, it's just negative. But we're the ones who can change the image of black, given our right to define for ourselves what's in our best interest. See, if a people took all of that time out to put so much negativity into this name black. I mean, if you look in a dictionary, if you look in Black's Law Dictionary, it's almost 2 pages of negativity depicting the word black. Why would they take out that much time and that much paper and that much ink to talk about black that bad, which made me question what's really going on? And so I had to look deep. I had to look deep at this. They wanted to make that black so negative. It must have been something good about it. And I went into a little research. And that's where I found that black was more than what the negative connotations they put on it. And so Anthony Browder in his book, Nile Valley Civilization, said, history should tell a people who they are, where they came from, what their potential is as a people. If it fails to do so, it's useless. We know that all people of color originated from Africa, but we still don't know who we are. And because we don't know who we are, we really don't know what our potential is as a people. We now know that we are from Africa and our potential is God. Now it says, the name that a people call themselves must provide them with an understanding of their history. You see where that disconnection is in that name. In other words, it says the name that a people call themselves must provide them with an understanding of their history by connecting them to a landmass, a language, a culture, a religion, and a philosophy. So now, we're not saying that black is our name, but we're here to show you that most things that are named, the root of that name is black. Ethiopia, land of burnt faces, black. Egypt, land of the blacks. Sudan means black. There's so many names that depicts black, but it's hidden, but it's still black. And so, if the name that the people call themselves provides them with an understanding of their history, then to say African American history would limit us, but to say black history would make our study so broad that it would cover the whole planet, and it would even cover the depths of the sea. It would even cover all of the universe. But yet at the same time, we want to start fresh and start with, who are we? Our nationality. Nationality is important. Because after you get to the point where you become a nation, then you move on and progress to a universal people, a cosmic people. Nationality must always be on the table when it comes to those of us in North America. We need to come to the table with an open mind from all parties. Those that claim to be African, African American, Hebrews, Asiatics, Moors, and blacks should be in attendance. Who's worthy to call such a meeting, I ask the question. Who is worthy to call such a meeting? As I walk among those that claim to be African, African Americans, Hebrews, Asiatics, Moors, and blacks, I don't see 30 million black people calling ourselves together or coming together. We're so divided and mixed up in so many ways. That's why I say we must first become one with our Creator again. Find peace within, then find peace with each other, and those that have found that peace can sit at the table to discuss nationality, nation building, government, and kingdom building. Again, who is worthy among us to call such a meeting? In teaching about your higher self, your lower self, that's like saying as above, so below. Jesus said, how can I begin to tell you of spiritual things, and I'm telling you of things natural right here on earth, and you don't believe me. As above, so below is saying that heaven is your head and earth is the physical body, and to become one with the Creator is to become one with the creation. One with what is natural to the body, like natural food, natural thoughts. One with nature, plants, animals, etc., which will bring about peace of mind. Then we can be one in nationality. The Honorable Noble Drew Ali said, black, according to science, means death. I say black, according to the scientists of this world, means death. Black, according to the 24 scientists or 24 elders of creation and the universe, it means universal. It means the original. It means carbon. Carbon atoms are black. Carbon is the basic foundation and element of which all things originate from and which all things will return. The basic key element to which all things must originate from. Example, if this whole room caught fire, the end result of this room catching fire, you would see nothing but black. Everything that had color would become black. And all of that black is carbon atoms. So it goes back to black. If a Caucasian waited 2 weeks or so to have a funeral, and they went back and looked at that body would be black. The basic key element to which all things return, back to black. The birthplace, the womb, triple darkness, representing the womb of space itself. Triple darkness, the beginning, the end, the alpha, and the omega. The deepest depths of the ocean and sea, the backdrop of the universe and galaxy. Understand this, that if we continue using the term black, not as a color or as an ethnicity, but as a title like Mr., Mrs., Sir, Ma'am, King, Queen, President, etc., etc. A title by which we as a people should be addressed. Now we will be black Christians, black Hebrews, black Muslims, black Americans, black Moors, black African Americans. That helps us to become one. That leaves no room for any other ethnic group to get the benefits that are rightfully all ours. A white person born in Africa, coming to America to get citizenship, can claim to be an African American, but they cannot claim to be a black African American. So if you put black on there, then that takes them out of the picture. They're white Hebrews. How about a black Hebrew? They're white Moors. How about a black Moor? See, just look at it. Even in Christianity, they're white Christians. What about black Christians? Everyone else come and take and benefit off of things that are rightfully ours just because we refuse to put our surname at the beginning of who we want to call ourselves, black. And if you put black there, that unites us and lifts us out of this term called minority to majority. Automatically. Blackness. All life is rooted in blackness. All colors are a shade of black. Black is the color of the night sky, the ocean depths, outer space, the birthplace and womb of the universe. Black is the color of carbon, the key atom found in all living things. Carbon atoms linked together to form black melanin, the first chemical that captures light and reproduces itself. When one knows the true fullness of the ancestors' achievements, then that person will believe that they can do the same today. When one knows what the ancestors did to develop themselves in order to make such great advances, then they will know how to do the same today. For the ancestor and today's black person are literally the same person. King, queen, architect, physician, teacher, artist, competitor, merchant, jurist, and military giant. And knowing one's history, one can expand the mind through the illusion of time and space and unite with ancient black priests, scientists, ancestors. That part came from a book by a man named Richard King. It's called The Black Dot. Well, I hope you all understand that I'm not being racist. I'm not being some sort of black supremacist that most people would like to say, because I already know that upon hearing what you just heard, most of us had come to that conclusion. And most times when people that come to that conclusion, it's not mostly white people. It's mostly my own people, because we are in denial of who we really are and who we truly are. And we can't come together because when we come to the table, we try to make excuses or try to redefine something to fit whatever persuasion you decided to be a part of. But in the Temple of Mercy, we say we are all inclusive, but we are yet a black conscious and a righteous movement. And so the question again, being black conscious, being righteous, being all inclusive, the question would be, who could call such a meeting? I can. I can call that meeting. I'm worthy to call that meeting. Because I don't claim to be Christian. I don't claim to be Muslim. I don't claim to be Hebrew. Not in name at all. But in the defining principles of that name, the definition of that name, I am. A Christian means to be Christ-like. And I'm working hard as I can to become Christ-like. A Muslim, a person of peace, under Islam, meaning one who submits his will to do the will of God. And I certainly am working hard to submit my will to do God's will and not my own. Hebrew, one who crossed over from the Jordan River to the other side. Abraham, his name was Abram. When he crossed over, his name became Abraham. When you cross over from the slave master's name that he gave you, and you become enlightened and you get your new name, that is a form of crossing over. So I am a Hebrew. My slave name was Daryl Anton Wilson. My mother didn't know any better, but my last name Wilson, which means that my slave master, his name was Will. And it would be saying that I am the son of Will. He owned a plantation, I'm sure. And all his slaves had his last name. When you wake up and you become conscious and you get close to your father, then you should change your name. My new name, Rahim, which is actually Arabic, and it stands for mercy. Chesed, which is Hebrew or Jewish, or even Christian. It means mercy. Aton. The full name of Aton is Ankh Aton, the king of the 18th dynasty. His name was Amenhotep IV, and he changed his name to Ankh Aton when he became enlightened and saw that there was only one God. And so my name means the mercy of one God, which relates back to the name of the movement itself, the Temple of Mercy Association, a temple being a house dedicated to the observance of God. And in that house is mercy. And so that's where, we don't just talk this thing. We don't just want to share with you this information, but we live black 24/7. I want to say this.